I went to go and pick up these bad boys, which are film that I went to get developed from disposable cameras that I've had like for quite a while now. So I thought, why not talk about my use of disposable cameras, because I absolutely love using disposable cameras. I've used them for absolutely years and years, probably since I've been about 16, I'd say. So the art of disposable cameras. I know you're probably like, is disposable cameras really an art form? Well, art is subjective, so there we are. So basically, people wonder like why use like disposable cameras. Like, I know we have a great source of like, cameras. So in today's day and age, we have your, your regular digital cameras, your SLR cameras, camera phones and film cameras. And you've got all these different types of cameras that can take the most amazing photos. And I mean, most people will be like, why use this camera? Because, with your SLRs you can change your aperture and your shutter speed and you get the most perfect image, and great. I do photography myself, I absolutely love my SLR. And it's great for the moment I need to take these incredible shots. However, disposable cameras to me are so convenient, and they're little teeny compact cameras that can just fit in your bag and you can carry them everywhere you go. Like, they just take like the most candid shots. Like I said, with your SLRs and your digital cameras, they take a while to sort of, you have to switch them on, you have to wait for them to load, get ready to take a picture, make sure your settings are right, unless you put them on auto, fair enough. People would be like, well, why don't you just use a film camera? Well, the same scenario. If you want to get the right shot, your old school film cameras, you have to make sure the settings are right. Whereas these cameras, just for things like instant moments, that's like, I love taking those pictures that are just in the moment and something that you might not capture if you're taking time to set another camera up, or even try and grab your iPhone and get the camera up ready. In fact, camera phones are great as well. Like, some of them are incredible quality and they're really fast. Like, they actually do take really good photos, but mine, like I said, I never have storage on my phone, or a lot of the time my battery runs out because I'm pretty useless at charging my phone. So for those cases when you're in a moment and you're just like, I've no other way of taking a picture of this that's going to be incredible, got a good old trusty disposable camera for that one. Yeah, so like for those snappy shots that you just want instant, these cameras are so good and I absolutely love them. And for me, disposable cameras are something that, like I said, I've used for years and years, and it sounds really strange, but for me they're just like a simple pleasure in life. And I absolutely love suspense. That's one thing that I like. Like at Christmas, when most people will be like, oh my god, I want to see my presents, tell me this, tell me that. I love like surprises and things like that. Not knowing what is going to come off this camera, I really just love waiting to get them developed and to see what's coming out of them, to see what's been taken and how it's being taken. So for the quality of disposable cameras, I really like them because, one, I do like a bit of old-fashioned grain to the image. I don't know, for me it just creates a bit of like depth in the image. Like, it's not all superficial and like, oh hello, it's so perfect. It's kind of like that vintagey effect, I guess. And also, I find that they create quite a saturated image. All your colours become quite vibrant, and also I found a lot of images, especially in a darker environment. So basically, these cameras only really have like a 3-metre flash distance, so the flash will only really reach about 3 meters, which is quite far, but obviously it's going to get gradually less and less like the further those meters go. So basically, like when you're taking the image, it'll light up what is in the forefront of the image, and the rest of it usually is quite dark, so it creates like a bit of a vignette effect around the image, which I love, which is like the little dartboard you get around an image. And then obviously in brighter environments they're just great because they'll just take images anyway, but bearing in mind you always need a flash from, say, like if you're even on a dark day, I would advise just use the flash just in case. Choosing the right disposable. So I've tried many over the years. I've tried Kodak, Fuji, Boot Zone, God, I've tried so many different types. I've tried like your pound store ones. If I'm honest, do not bother with the pound store ones. Tried a few of them, they just don't even develop. Most of them come out black, and you know, you might get the odd one that comes out, but they really haven't worked. Even using the flash in any sort of circumstance, for me, they just didn't develop out right. So like, they're not really worth bothering with, as awful as to say. Like, you know, they are cheap, that's probably why, but it's just worth spending that little bit more on like better cameras. Now the Kodak ones are obviously really good, and they're a tiny bit more expensive than these, and they do produce good film. And so do the Boots ones, they're good, they're a bit cheaper, but I found that these Fuji ones for me are the best ones, because like they kind of create that bit of like saturation in the picture. They're like a mid-range expensive. Like, I mean, disposables have got 10 times more expensive over the years. Actually, I went into Boots, right, they used to do these buy one get one free. Bit annoyed. Now they are £13 each. Like, that is extortionate. Anyway, I found them online on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description where you can buy, I think, 3 for, well, I bought mine 3 for £15. I did get one today and they've gone up for 3 for £20, but I think that's still relatively cheaper than like most of the places. But if you can find them cheaper, like I was just a bit lazy like looking for cameras, you could probably find them cheaper maybe on like eBay or something. The only thing I would say is that obviously developing is also quite expensive, and I tend to usually get the CDs with them, so I'll get the actual photos and the CD because I love the physical print of a picture, as well as like obviously I want to put them on my computer as well, so you know, I do tend to spend a bit more on that. That's probably where all our money's going. Great. It's definitely suggest the Fujifilm ones. It's this one, quick snap flash camera. They usually come in this box. So yeah, so like I say, it's got a 3-meter flash range and it is a 400 speed film. So basically that's like your ISO level, which is your light sensitivity. So like if you've got, for example, 100 ISO, that's usually when you can use in the bright daylight, outside with the sun. No light really needs to be filtered into that image, so it'll just take quite a bright image. Whereas in a dark environment, you would use an 800 ISO or further if you need to. But the problem with using higher ISOs, it becomes grainier. So with this one, it's actually a really good one because they've given you a 400 ISO, so that's like a mid-range really. So it's kind of, basically, it'd probably still work quite well on a darker, cloudy day, even without flash. Whereas I would advise anything further than that, just put your flash on for safety. If you want your images to come out, put the flash on, unless you're in a sunny day outside in the natural light. Okay, so I've got a few images here that like I've taken over the years. When I'm talking about being a convenient environment, so for example, like I was saying, when you don't want to take an expensive camera somewhere, or your phone, or you know, they're big and bulky and you just need something for convenience and something that's going to be quick and in the moment, festivals, ideal, perfect location. I mean, if you lose them, you're gutted, you've lost a few photos that you've taken, and I mean, personally I probably cry, but you know, most people would just be like, oh well, it was a cheap disposable camera, it's fine, like it's not the end of the world, it's not your £500 SLR or whatever. This one I absolutely loved that I took was of my 2 friends when we were at a festival. This picture was from Leeds Festival 2010, and to me it just kind of created that complete like festival vibe. So they're in the fur coats and the flowers and the straw hats and the wellies and stuff, and I just absolutely loved the image, and like I said, like the colours coming through are really nice. So the second picture here was of me and my friend also dancing at Leeds Festival 2011. I mean, this picture isn't the clearest of images, so it's quite a bit of grain to it, which I said I enjoy. But it's still also really clear, and we were just dancing, having a good time, and it was just so in the moment that you can just tell we were having such a good time, and the colours in the background of the flares that have gone off. And then the last one from the festival was, I think this was also 2010. So this was an occasion where Mumford and Sons were playing. I don't think they quite realised how big Mumford and Sons had got. They were put in the enemy tent, where I think they probably should have been put on the main stage. This was the overspill of the crowd coming out of the tent, so because everybody like couldn't do anything other than just sit outside, like they had the massive screens on and everyone was just sat outside, and it was just like such a beautiful moment. But I remember shooting this, and I just love like the sun that like caught the lens flare. So there's been another few occasions where I've taken some really lovely shots. This is from when I was on holiday. This was actually an underwater disposable camera. I think this was Kodak. Once again, it was the colours more than anything. Basically, it was just under the water, we were having fun, and it was really bright, so we had our sunglasses on, and we were just taking pictures, and like the colour of the water was so blue, it was incredible. And obviously our hair was all flowing, I felt like a mermaid, and I had like pink hair, and I was just like, this is great. And I just love that image because like it actually captured like such a good holiday. Like that was in Lanzarote all a damn years ago. This is a shot I took. Okay, so like the composition of this image isn't like the most amazing, understandable, but I absolutely loved the colours. Like obviously the saturation of those colours are incredible, and it was because I think the reason I used my disposable camera in there is I remember I don't think we were allowed to use flash. The image was taken in the Sagrada Familia. It was this amazing like Roman Catholic cathedral, and literally, oh my god, the architecture was incredible, and like the detail was so intricate, and it was all like Gothic, and so from the inside the stained glass windows just created colours of light that just flooded into the church. Were absolutely amazing. So like I just thought, best opportunity I can do without using my flash is try using my disposable camera. I think I did have my phone on me at the time, and I think I did get some good photos from my phone as well without using the flash, but I just thought, what the heck, it's worth a try, see if it comes out. And yeah, I just loved the colours, all about that colour. Here's an occasion where my phone had died. So as I was saying before, sometimes it's out of convenience. My phone had completely run out of battery. My friends had also run out of battery, like we're just useless with our phones. And so I went to go and see one of my favourite bands at the time, which was a couple of years ago, called Def Havana, or Havana, however you say it. And we went out like round the back afterwards because I could see loads of people crowded, and we were just walking home, and then all the band were coming out, and so we were like, oh my god, we need to get a picture. I was like, I haven't got my phone or anything, and so then I was just like, a good old trusty disposable camera comes to the rescue. And they loved it as well. They were like, this is so cool that you've got this. I was like, well, my phone died, and they were like, no, this is brilliant. A bit of old-fashioned disposable cameras is always what you need, and like especially when they're decent ones as well, kind of guarantee they're gonna work. I mean, I was dreading that they wouldn't come out because I thought, oh my god, I've just met Def Havana, if these pictures don't come out I'll be so gutted. This other image here is an image from when I went on holiday. These are all holidays, most of these, but I think that's where I take them a lot as well because they're easy to carry around in the dead of light. When we went to California, and we went to the Universal Studios in Hollywood. I mean, it's such like a tourist image, but it kind of like reminded me of some sort of like 80s image, like, so it's like a bit grainy, all the saturation is like way high, we all look really tanned. And I love the fact, I think, with a lot of disposables is, I mean, I think it obviously depends what kind of setting you're in, but they do create quite a warm tone to the images. It's kind of like they've got like a little filter over them of warmth. Not with every image, but like I said, it just depends where you are. But because like here, I was in like a warm, like hot sunny day, and everything was sort of quite brightly coloured anyway, the colours came out really nice and warm, and I love that, and it makes me look tanned, because obviously you can tell I'm of pale complexion. And then the last final image, like I think this is probably, can I say this is the favourite image I've ever took? But it's not even that great, but it is all at the same time. So here is a picture of when I was at university of my friend Paul, and I don't know how I even captured this. I don't know why I would have even taken this in the moment, but I think everyone was having like a little like play water fight, and Paul just like went to throw this water, and I literally just captured it like so fast in that moment. Like I think these must have like a really like quite a fast shutter speed as well, so that's why the images take so fast, because like this image as well is so, that water is so crisp and clear. Like, I was so impressed by this image. And I just love the colour like that. I mean, this one is actually the opposite of what I said before. Like, this one's got more like cool tone effects, but the saturation, obviously the red of the extinguishers are like really crazy red. It's like the most candid image I've probably ever taken, and was pretty impressed by it. I mean, I haven't put any of the pictures up from today that I actually went and got developed, but this image, I don't know if you can see here. Sometimes you can't always guarantee if the images are going to come out perfectly, and sometimes you have like half images like cropped with another image that you've taken previous on the rest of the film, and you're like, whoa, how did that happen? Sometimes like the film either like burns out a little bit, but I absolutely love that effect. It's kind of a bit vintagey, I guess, as cliche as that sounds, but I like a bit of burnt out image, and these images are quite like a ready tone. This is what my boyfriend took, not me, so I can't take credit for it, but very, very nice photo. So if you want to know any more about using disposables, I'm not some sort of like pioneer of the disposable camera, but I do use quite a lot of disposables, so like just leave comments in the description, or if you just have anything to say, comment down below and I'll get back to you. And also, if you could give this video a thumbs up, I would love that, and also get people subscribing, I'd appreciate that a lot. Thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you again soon. Goodbye!